Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a game and a shoutcast between Zenio versus MMA here on GSL Terminus. Now, first thing I'll say is I am fighting a bit of a cold and I'm knocking everything over on my desk, excuse me. But and with that, I'll probably be casting a little bit slower, trying to do more analyze as opposed to just the simple play-by-play. So for those of you guys who I believe work and listen to my cast at the same time to figure out what's going on, I apologize. You'll just have to imagine a little bit more. Now, Zenio has spawned at the 12 o'clock location as the red Zerg, meanwhile MMA as the blue Terran here. Now, general strategies on openings would normally dictate a reactor Hellion opening into an expansion. Meanwhile, from the Zerg player, you would most likely see a fast expansion with roaches in some straight or with some variation with a spine crawler on the ramp as well. We'll see how this works out. The version of Terminus is that there is no ramp leading to the third base. It is a full base, and there is destructible rocks with 3 armor. Zenio will quickly find out where his opponent has scouted, as the strategies have really not yet been shown by the players. MMA is going for that 13 gas, it appears. So with that 13 gas, he should be able to train up 1 Marine, perhaps 2, go for some reactors, go for a reactor, and build that factory all about the same time, as we now see Zenio looking to perhaps set up a 15 hatchery. So it will be a 15 hatchery here on Terminus, as he was able to scout out with this Overlord, figure out where his opponent is, but MMA also knows where his opponent is as well. Now, both of these teams pretty well known even outside of Korea. Team Liquid, perhaps one of the websites where a lot of viewers out there go for that information. And now we are seeing a tech lab. All right, so MMA may be opening up with what is commonly referred to as a Reaper expansion, as opposed to a Reactor Hellion. Now, I do believe that Zenio does spot the tech lab being placed down. And with this, MMA should be able to train up a Reaper because he's going to be training Reapers. He can delay his SCV just a little while, or delay his supply depot a little while. Now this SCV is going to be going around the very far way, and then perhaps be making his way down to the natural expansion to set up a command center here. Now, he is going to build that command center, followed up with the supply depot, and then start trading up his SCVs most likely, as that is what a good Terran player does, trying to stay up on top of his macro. And there are some more SCVs as well, in addition to 1 Reaper. Now, the Reaper was trained solely off of the Tech Lab and only trained 1 Reaper at this stage. So with only 1 Reaper, I'm curious as to what MMA is going to transition this into. He is going to have this Reaper inside the base, get a lot of scouting information, perhaps take down some Zerglings or some drones. 1 drone may get taken out. Yes, 1 drone is down. A Zergling could get focused off. Another Zergling could get focused off. Has to be very careful, though, as the Zerglings are now battling up against this Reaper here. The Reaper has already taken down a lot of Zerglings, and that is important. Taking down Zerglings early on, very important, as Zenio will be forced to retrain those Zerglings if he wants to deal with this Reaper harassment. Now, those 2 Zerglings essentially need to be replaced. The army size of MMA, with this 1 Reaper getting a lot of harassment damage in. Meanwhile, Zenio, now we'll see when he will be getting those additional Zerglings, as we now see a transition into an orbital command and also building a 3rd command center. So MMA doing some quick expanding here, and we'll see how this really works out. We can see that a reactor was built. The Hellions are now still being trained up one at a time now, as a supply depot, interestingly enough, being built over here by the Zelnaga Tower. Now, this is an interesting position for this Reaper. The Reaper will gain sight up onto the high ground, meaning that this Reaper can take down any Zerglings that try to come his way. The Reaper only needs to take 2 shots, and this is a strategy I don't think I've seen before. Nicely done, nicely played. I believe this supply depot will essentially act as a bunker. You can see that the Zerglings are going to try to make their way in. The SCV is on auto repair, and nicely done here on Terminus, making sure to have good scouting and good control of the minimap. Roaches are now being transitioned into, and that is the logical choice at this stage. But MMA may already be following this up with a siege tank as well. Command center about to be completed here. It may upgrade to an orbital command as the Marauder now backing off once more. Hellions look to do a bit of pressure here on the front door. There is that one spine crawler here. So this has been a game of transitions here by MMA. Going into Reaper, into Hellions, into Marines, into a Marauder to take down these rocks, into siege tanks, siege techs, and so far it has caught Zenio out of position as that harassment in the early portion of the game did deal a bit of damage, but right now Zenio is the one with the slight economic lead. 64/76. Hellions not doing a good job trying to fight up against some roaches. Those need to back off here. The supply depot is still up above ground here as the Reaper decided to return home. Destructible rocks about to be destroyed. It looks like that Reaper will get off the final kill on the rocks. Down it goes. The orbital command should lift and re-land once more, as it is going to be 3 bases to 2. Roaches now on the front door here. We'll see there is a siege tank up on the high ground now, adding in some engineering base and the supply depot. Is MMA going to get baneling busted here with Zerglings and Roaches? That is the key question, as a second siege tank now being added as well. Where is it going to go? It is going to go to the low ground, and now the Reaper quickly gets destroyed. MMA needs a siege and in a hurry. SCV is now coming off the mineral line here. The siege tank getting off some easy shots so far. SCVs have to pull back here, and this is not looking good. The supply depot may not even be able to raise, but MMA being very careful to focus down all of the banelings. Roaches now attempting to back up even more. Banelings getting detonated again. This siege tank over here already has 10 kills. SCVs repairing, and there is the GG by Zenio. MMA able to hold off the attack. Harvester count 46/35. 3 bases to 2 against a Zerg. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for game 2.